on October 15, 1917, at the Vincennes fortress near Paris.
Margaretha Geertruida Zelle met a tragic end by firing squad. Accused of being a spy for Germany during the tumultuous days of World War I, she faced her fate with unwavering composure. You might not recognize her by her real name, but the legend of Mata Hari is one you surely know. Welcome to Timeless Tales. Today, we unravel the enigmatic story of Mata Hari, the ultimate femme fatale. Born Margaretha Geertruida Zelle in 1876 in the Netherlands, her transformation into the exotic dancer and alleged spy captivated Europe during the chaos of World War I. Join us as we delve into her early life, her meteoric rise to fame, the espionage accusations that led to her dramatic trial, and her lasting legacy. Get ready to uncover the mysteries and controversies surrounding one of history's most fascinating figures, Mata Hari. Margaretha Geertruida Zelle, known to the world as Mata Hari, was born on August 7, 1876, in Leeuwarden, Netherlands. She was the eldest daughter of Adam Zelle, a prosperous hatter, and Anja van der Meulen. Her early childhood was relatively comfortable, but this period of stability ended abruptly when her father's business went bankrupt and her parents divorced. This upheaval marked the beginning of a tumultuous period in Margaretha's life. After her parents' separation, Margaretha was sent to live with relatives while her mother struggled to make ends meet. Despite these hardships, she retained a strong-willed and adventurous spirit. Known for her beauty and vivacity, these traits would later become central to her public persona as Mata Hari. At 18, Margaretha Geertruida Zelle sought an escape from her limited prospects in Leeuwarden. She answered a personal ad placed by Rudolf MacLeod, a captain in the Dutch colonial army stationed in the Dutch East Indies, present-day Indonesia. In 1895, Margaretha married MacLeod and embarked on a new chapter in the exotic East Indies. Her life there was a mix of colonial luxury and deep cultural immersion. She quickly adapted to local customs and even learned Javanese. But her marriage was far from a fairy tale. MacLeod was a heavy drinker, unfaithful, and abusive. Despite having two children, Norman John and Louise Jean, Margaretha's domestic life was filled with turmoil. Tragedy struck in 1899 when her son, Norman John, died from mercury poisoning, a common treatment for syphilis back then. This devastating loss further strained their marriage, leading Margaretha to leave MacLeod in 1902. She returned to Europe alone, leaving her daughter behind with her husband after a bitter custody battle. Margaretha's return to Europe marked a pivotal turning point. Financially and emotionally struggling, she reinvented herself as a dancer. Drawing on her experiences in the East Indies, she adopted the stage name Mata Hari, which means Eye of the Day in Malay. This was the beginning of her journey into the world of performance and spectacle, a path that would lead her to both fame and infamy. Mata Hari's transformation from Margaretha Zelle to the exotic dancer Mata Hari in early 20th century Paris was driven by personal tragedy and a quest for independence. After a tumultuous marriage and the loss of her son, she sought to capitalize on her allure and experiences from the Dutch East Indies. In 1905, at 29, Margaretha debuted as Mata Hari at the Musée Guillaumet in Paris. Her performances fused Orientalist fantasy with personal narrative, captivating audiences with her fluid movements, sensual gestures, and elaborate costumes inspired by Javanese traditions. Mata Hari's dance challenged societal norms about female sexuality and agency, symbolizing liberation and empowerment. Her rise to fame was aided by strategic self-promotion and the support of influential figures. Mata Hari mingled with artists and intellectuals, enhancing her reputation as a cultural sensation and icon of modernity. Despite controversies and accusations of exploiting Orientalist stereotypes, she viewed her performances as artistic expression and personal liberation. By World War I, Mata Hari had become Europe's most celebrated exotic dancer, known for her beauty, charisma, and provocative performances. Her journey from Margaretha Zelle to Mata Hari exemplifies the transformative power of reinvention and the complexities of identity in a changing world. Mata Hari's public persona as a femme fatale extended beyond the stage. She captivated influential figures, shaping perceptions of female empowerment and sexuality. Her performances offered a glimpse into a world of unrestrained passion and intrigue. Embracing the femme fatale archetype, Mata Hari navigated male-dominated spheres with agency and independence. Her relationships with influential patrons enhanced her status as a cultural icon. Despite personal challenges and tumultuous relationships, Mata Hari's resilience underscored her commitment to personal freedom and self-determination. During World War I, Mata Hari was accused of being a spy by French and British intelligence services. Her extensive travels across Europe and relationships with high-ranking military officials from Germany and France raised suspicions that she was passing sensitive information to the enemy. Despite a lack of concrete evidence, her movements and connections made her a prime suspect during a time of heightened paranoia and distrust. Mata Hari consistently maintained her innocence, insisting that any money she received from German officials was for her performances as an entertainer, not for espionage. Her trial in 1917 became a sensational spectacle, marked by questionable testimonies and a media frenzy. The prosecution portrayed her as a cunning and manipulative spy who used her charm to extract military secrets from powerful men. The trial highlighted the complex interplay of gender, politics, and justice in wartime Europe. Mata Hari's status as a foreign-born, independent woman who defied social norms made her an easy target. Despite the circumstantial nature of the evidence against her, she was convicted and sentenced to death by firing squad. On October 15, 1917, she was executed in Vincennes, France, an event that garnered international attention and sparked debates about justice and fairness. Her trial and execution raised significant questions about the role of women in espionage and the extent to which gender bias influenced her prosecution. Some historians argue that Mata Hari was a scapegoat, manipulated by intelligence services to cover their own failures. Others believe she was indeed involved in espionage, though perhaps not to the extent claimed by her accusers. Mata Hari's story continues to fascinate and provoke debate. Her legacy as a femme fatale and alleged spy endures as a symbol of intrigue and mystery. Her life and trial reflect broader themes of identity, power, and justice in times of conflict, resonating with contemporary discussions about gender and the treatment of women in positions of influence and independence. Mata Hari's life and persona continue to inspire artistic interpretations in literature, film, and art, solidifying her status as a cultural icon of intrigue and mystery. Representations often emphasize her dual role as a seductive femme fatale and alleged spy, perpetuating the mythos surrounding her enigmatic life. In literature, Mata Hari is portrayed as a tragic figure caught between personal ambition and political intrigue. Novels and biographies delve into her relationships, motivations, and the complexities of her identity, offering various interpretations of her role in espionage and her ultimate fate. Film adaptations have further popularized her story, blending historical fact with dramatic embellishments for cinematic effect. Actresses such as Greta Garbo and Marlene Dietrich famously portrayed Mata Hari on screen, capturing her allure and tragedy in ways that captivated audiences and cemented her place in cinematic history. Artistic representations of Mata Hari in visual art explore themes of femininity, power, and betrayal. Paintings, sculptures, and installations depict her in various guises, from the exotic dancer in elaborate costumes to the condemned woman facing her fate with stoic dignity.